Today, we're delving into the mysterious legend of the ghost train from a small Midwestern town. To start, can you walk us through the origins of this story? Why do you think it's persisted for nearly a century?
Absolutely. The legend dates back to the 1920s when a mail and passenger train vanished during an intense storm. No wreckage was ever found, which is rare, considering most train disasters leave behind physical evidence. This absence fueled speculation and, over generations, transformed the tragedy into folklore.
It's interesting how the lack of closure, no wreckage, no explanation, seems to amplify the mystery. Do you think this uncertainty is what anchors the legend in local culture?
Definitely. Unresolved events tend to inspire stories as communities seek meaning. In this case, the missing train became a vessel for collective fears and hopes, much like the Flying Dutchman myth in maritime lore. The annual retelling keeps it alive, especially as each generation adds new details.
Building on the legend's foundation, let's talk about eyewitness accounts. Many locals report hearing a distant whistle or seeing eerie lights in the woods. How credible are these stories, and what could explain such sensory phenomena?
Most sightings occur on foggy autumn nights, which is when sound travels farther and light can appear diffused or distorted. Psychologically, the power of suggestion also plays a major role. If you expect to see a ghost train, your mind may interpret ambiguous stimuli as evidence. For example, glowing swamp gas or animal lanterns can easily be mistaken for spectral lights.
So, atmospheric conditions and community expectations might prime people to experience these hauntings. But some claim to hear voices, laughter, and conversations emanating from the tracks. Could there be a scientific explanation for auditory hallucinations like these?
Absolutely. Auditory pareidolia is a phenomenon where the brain perceives patterns, like voices, in random noise. Combine that with the heightened emotional state of waiting in the dark, and it's easy to see how natural sounds wind through trees. Distant animals could morph into ghostly chatter.
Let's transition to the impact of this legend on the town's identity. How has the ghost train shaped local culture and behavior over the years?
The legend acts almost like a community glue, especially during autumn when people gather to share stories or brave the old tracks together. Fear becomes a form of entertainment, but it also binds people through shared experience. In some cases, businesses even capitalize on the myth, hosting ghost tours or themed festivals that attract visitors.
That's fascinating. So, the legend isn't just a ghost story, but also a social event, and even an economic driver. Are there parallels in other communities where folklore serves a similar function?
Certainly. Consider the Mothman legend in West Virginia or the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. Both have become cultural phenomena that foster local pride, community engagement, and tourism. These stories often help small towns stay relevant, especially in challenging economic times.
Finally, let's tackle the big question. Is there any chance the ghost train is real, or is it pure fiction? And even if it's not real, do such mysteries serve a deeper purpose?
While there's no scientific evidence for a supernatural train, the legend fulfills psychological needs for mystery and wonder. Humans are naturally drawn to unexplained phenomena. It stimulates imagination and curiosity. In fact, a 2017 study from the University of Chicago found communities with rich folklore report stronger social bonds and higher collective resilience.
So, whether or not the ghost train exists, the story itself has tangible effects, social, psychological, even economic. Would you say that sometimes, not knowing the answer is what keeps a community spirit alive?
Exactly. The ambiguity preserves a sense of enchantment. In a world where so much is explained, legends like the ghost train invite us to question, to gather, and to pass on stories that connect us to our past and to each other.